absolutely getting wrecked. Next time, listen to Armin, read the guide. But we're going to keep playing just so you can see what happens next. And so now the enemy's linking. They're linking all their damage. And before you know it, there's a huge pool of blood. And Nebula's absolutely dead. Huge blood. There we go. So get used to seeing that game over screen quite often. They are also going to rate you, make you feel even worse than you are. And one of the things they did add to the new Western version is the checkpoints. And thank you also to the localization team for adding that. Now you can start over from a checkpoint. The original Japanese version did not include that, which made things quite difficult and frustrating. It got to that point where we realized, there's a difference between making a game difficult and a difference between making a game frustrating. So, with that in mind, you've lost a little bit, and now you're thinking, hey, maybe I should open up that guide. You learn how linking works. So, if you look on the bottom, you can see that Jeff's character icon is highlighted here as they reach over the potion. You can see also that Jeff's icon is blinking there. It's basically telling you that you're about to link. So I'm going to link to Jeff. I'm going to try to push forward there. I pushed his turn all the way to the front, and now we get the cutscene. So it's like, yay, we saved Nebula, kind of. So we're going to kind of push forward, use the little trick to skip a turn. I'm holding circle to kind of speed up the animations. That was another thing that was added, thankfully, and the Western version, and patched now in the Japanese version. It does speed things up a bit. So, how does linking work? Another example is by using guard. The way linking works is anytime you use certain abilities, you can link in the square you're in and any adjacent square. So right now you can see that there are two icons highlighted when you link. If I were to pull back a square, now I'm adjacent to two squares, and now all of my characters can move in one turn. So let's do that. I'll move Jeff forward to start to protect Nebula. Placement within a square is also very important. So as you can see, I'm purposely placing him closer to the front. And I will put I will put Zeke much closer to the bridge. There are three views in the game. This one, a tabletop view and a first person. As if the game wasn't hard enough, I do recommend that you push yourself in first person, partly because there is friendly fire, and knowing where you're facing and what you're going to shoot at does make a difference. So we're going to end the turn with that. So when Kensuke Tanaka kind of built out this game, he did have it with a vision in mind. He was a huge fan of tabletop games. If you guys are familiar with a tabletop game called Warhammer, he absolutely loved it. You can see if you look at the characters, they almost look like they're painted pewter figures. He gave you that tabletop view so you can kind of look at the entire board. And with that, he also, you can see how the lines are drawn. It's very similar to when you have the ruler out. The random number generator that you see a lot with rolling dice. So one of the big points of this game is, and what the story is behind Natural Doctrine, is this idea of Pluton. So you start very early on in the story with Jeff kind of running through the mines and trying to collect what's called Pluton. He very early on meets a couple of different races, from goblins to reptiles, and they end up having this fight for the Pluton to try to get into the inner city. That's how the name of the title came around. Originally the title was called, the idea is natural selection. Originally the title was called Natural Select. With help, once again, localization team decided that Natural Doctrine would sound a lot cooler. I completely agree, and that's how we came up with the name. So half the game is primarily in the single player. It's about 30 to 40 hours worth of gameplay in the single player, depending on how smart and how tactical you are. There is a new game plus, which adds another 30 minutes of gameplay. The other half of the game is in the multiplayer. in multiplayer, it plays out similar to, if you guys ever played a game called Hearthstone. You'll get cards and card packs by playing the game. There's no money that's kind of transacted after that. But what you will do is you will have the opportunity to earn a lot of the cards. You will have the opportunity to learn a lot of the cards, which are characters, based on the characters you played against, as well as N-Game bosses. So you will get to play as huge dragons and huge bugs and whatnot, which is really cool. We started out at the office thinking that we were gods. We had the developer build. We thought we'd come in and just start wrecking a lot of Japanese kids. So we unlocked all the cards, played S-Rank, started playing, and got absolutely annihilated. This is one of those games that just having the best cards doesn't mean you're just going to win. It is important that you have a built-up strategy and a reason as to how to know and how to play those cards. So that's pretty much natural doctrine. Multiplayer does have different modes. A 1v1, a co-op, a time attack, a coin battle, as well as a coin battle, sorry. You guys have any questions? I know I went really, really quickly through that, but cool. With that, we'll kind of push forward to natural doctrine. Sorry. And then we'll